walnuts all over the field. France, Japan, and Spain were just arriving. Including Elliot's team, that made 8 teams. And there were 6 squirrels on every team. It was a lot of squirrels. "Welcome to the Walnut Cup," said Elliot. "The tournament begins in 1 hour." Everyone cheered. Squirrels love soccer. "And the game ball? Where is the game ball?" asked one of the Brazilians. The home team had to provide a perfectly round walnut. It was a rule. If Elliot didn't have one, the teams wouldn't be allowed to play. They'd all lose before they even started. Chip still had the same walnut he'd been kicking all over the park. One of the German players stepped forward. He was looking at the walnut. "Das is the game ball?" he asked. The 2 strikers for the Swedish team also inspected the walnut. Their names were Sven and Olga. "Shape like egg," said Sven. "Must be round." The Italians also piped in. "Where is round ball? And spaghetti? Where is the spaghetti?" The Italians loved pasta. "Not to worry," said Elliot. "I have a very round walnut for the tournament. I've been saving it all winter just for today. It's perfect." Everyone began to practice while Elliot ran home to get the perfectly round walnut. It was hidden in his treehouse. Little did Elliot know that someone was secretly following him. It was someone who loved walnuts even more than soccer. Someone who'd been listening and watching from high up in a tree. It was a squirrel named Pistachio. Chapter 2. Stolen. A perfectly round walnut was hard to find. All summer long, Elliot had searched and searched until finally he'd found it. Actually, it had found him. The perfectly round walnut had fallen from a tree and bonked Elliot on the head. When Elliot arrived at the door to his treehouse, he looked back at the field. Walnuts were flying everywhere. All the teams were warming up. Headers, passes, drop kicks. Almost 50 squirrels zipping and zooming in their brightly colored uniforms. Elliot could hardly wait to get back and test out the perfectly round walnut. He went inside his treehouse and moved his comfy chair. Behind the chair was a box. Inside the box was another box. And inside that box, he found the hidden walnut. Wow! What a perfectly round walnut! It's the best I've ever seen. Elliot was very proud of his little treasure. He knew how important it was. "Boy, am I thirsty," he said. Elliot set the perfectly round walnut on his comfy chair. He filled his cup with lemonade. Squirrels love lemonade. When he turned back to his chair, the perfectly round walnut was gone. "Where's my walnut?" Elliot thought maybe it had rolled off the chair. He looked under the bed, the sink, and the table. But there was no walnut. Then he stepped out onto the limb in front of his door. "Hey!" he cried. From there he could see where the perfectly round walnut had gone. "Pistachio! Come back with my walnut!" Pistachio loved nuts more than almost anything. The perfectly round walnut was tucked under Pistachio's paw. He was running through the park as fast as he could. "Come back here!" yelled Elliot. "That's the game ball!" But Pistachio just kept running. Elliot didn't know what to do. If he lost the game ball, the teams wouldn't be allowed to play. They'd all be standing on sidelines. Pistachio was getting farther away. He was heading toward the pond. Crash and Chip were warming up on the